The first Data Futurology event for next year is going to be Ops World, data-centric operations for business value. We're going to be hosting the community in person at the Sofitel Wentworth in Sydney on March 14th and 15th. We're going to be discussing operationalizing securely for business value, impact, and scale. What are we operationalizing? Everything across the data analytics and AI space. We're bringing all the ops perspectives together into this one event. So it's going to be data ops, operationalizing data pipelines, analytics ops, operationalizing our analytics, ML ops, and AI ops, about operationalizing machine learning and artificial intelligence in our businesses. We're going to be discussing processes, frameworks, the observability, and the future of this space. Check out the website for more and hope to see you there.
I'd like to say a big thank you to our sponsors, Talent Insights. Talent Insights are Australia's leading specialist data recruitment business. With offices in Sydney, Melbourne, and Brisbane, they're experts at providing recruitment strategy and building data teams for clients across industries Australia-wide. They provide recruitment solutions for all roles across the data lifecycle, including data engineering, data science, advanced analytics, customer and marketing insights, business intelligence, data product managers, and data governance. They're skilled at finding the best permanent and contract hires for your business needs, as well as statement of work, project focus, data resources. At Talent Insights, relationships matter most. I can say from first-hand experience, Talent Insights are fantastic to work with. Whether you're a business leader within an HR network or a specialist data candidate, Talent Insights should be the first company you turn to for all your data recruitment needs. Find them at talentinsights.com.au. Hiring people, building teams is super difficult. Interviews are very subjective. Even having technical tests don't really show the full depth and capability of a person. It's very easy to get it wrong. And I've gotten that wrong many times. And many times. So the fit is very difficult. And I wanted to share 3 tips on the things that I look for now, having done hundreds of interviews for people for my teams. So 3 things. The first one that I look for is attitude. You can't train a good attitude. If somebody has a good disposition, if they're proactive, if they're willing to engage, this almost fits into the cultural fit of the team. The attitude says so much about the person. You can't teach that, you can't train it. So I look for good positive attitude, a can-do attitude, somebody who's gonna have skin in the game and be invested. And it's generally people with that. People that have good attitude, they're easier to get along, and then you're much easier to develop a friendship with them, and for the team to develop a friendship, and the stakeholders as well. So having a good attitude just sets you miles apart from the get-go, and is the first thing that I look for. The second one is transparency or openness, and in that, what I mean is somebody that is intellectually honest. Somebody that can see both sides of an argument, both sides of a decision, both sides of a technical trade-off, and somebody who's willing to explore those. Back in when I was sort of younger, more junior in my hiring career, I would test people in the interview, and this is kind of terrible. I would tell them that something, if they were walking us through code, which we always had a technical interview, we had a technical test, and then the technical interview where we were going through code that they wrote. We were going through that code together. And when I was junior, I would sometimes tell people, hey, that's wrong. This bit that you did there, that's wrong. And that was to see how they reacted. And the idea was to say, if somebody goes, oh, is it? Oh yeah, let's discuss. Then those are the type of people that we were hiring at the time. Now that's not a very effective way to do it, and it was definitely like me not having kind of like the skill sets to do it better. But what I was looking for is that intellectual honesty, openness, transparency, and willingness to learn. all encapsulated in kind of like those discussions. So I think that that's something very important, because you want people to be able to know what they're good at, know their shortcomings, what they're building up to, and not it's following the Dunning-Kruger effect, that if people know very little, they think that they're almost experts. If people know a lot, they feel like they don't know nothing. And then over time, they might get to feeling like learning more and more, and then feeling like they're becoming more of an expert. So it does take time, and you want people to realize that and be honest about it. So that's the second thing that I look for. The third one is to be impressed with one technical thing, with one technical area. And it doesn't, and I don't look for a very broad thing. I don't look for somebody to impress me with the data engineering skills or with data science skills. It might be like the way that they used one algorithm in a particular way. Or we had somebody in one interview that she was showing us this algorithm that she built. She was using this algorithm for insights instead of for prediction. And she said, I deliberately made this algorithm overfit the data, because then it would capture the signals in the data, and that would give us a better insight. And I was like, shit, like that's great. Like she knew exactly what she was doing. Basically hired her on the spot. It didn't mean that, like I wasn't looking for all of the knowledge of data science or the best coder in the world or best visualization expert. No, it's like one technical thing that people do really well. It shows the passion, it shows the commitment, it shows they care, and it goes a long way. So with these three things, I find it really easy to create. If we can tick these three things off, I find it really easy to create friendly, cohesive teams that can support each other and be more than the sum of their parts and work really well together. So I think that's something to definitely aim for. These are my 3 tips on what to look for when hiring. Let me know what you do. Let me know what you think about these. Tag somebody that would get value from this. See you in the next video. How are you retaining your staff? At the moment, there is a worldwide shortage of data scientists, data engineers, analytics engineers, data warehouse specialists, technology, software engineers, etc. So people in our field and in adjacent fields are in very high demand, very short supply. And organizations are focusing more and more in retention. So retention, keeping your talent, keeping your teams, keeping them happy and productive, and having longer stints in people's careers. For a long time in our industry, we saw the time that people spent in organizations, we saw it shrinking over time. Now we're all making a big effort to increase that time. During COVID, and as we're coming out of COVID, there's also been this great resignation where people held on to their jobs during the pandemic, and now as we're starting to feel like we're coming out of the other end, still obviously it's progressing, but people are starting to feel more secure and starting to look for other opportunities and moving from jobs. So this is what's been called the Great Resignation, which is being felt everywhere. From my perspective, I wanted to give you 3 areas that are important to maintain and actively work on in a development plan for your team members. And the 3 are on-the-job learning, then exposure to new areas, new projects, and then thirdly, formal training. So the formal training side is usually where people start and where people focus most of their energy in. And I mean, as a leader, when you're trying to create something for your team to make sure that they continue to develop and learn. And that's very important and definitely a key component. That's why it's one of the 3. Make sure that it's measurable and that people are either self-selecting what they're going to be learning on, or that it's driven by a either a promotion or a move in the organization that they want to do. And sometimes you have people who are data analysts that want to become data engineers or data scientists, and having that pathway for them through formal training is super important. The other one was around project exposure. So exposure to new work, new areas. That can be new types of technical work. So a move of getting an analyst who's done some data science training online, and then they want to start doing a data science project. That's exposure to new work in their organization and within their teams. That helps with the transition that they would be interested in. And sometimes the new project exposure is exposure to more soft skills or business skills. People wanting to become a product owner or a scrum master, or wanting to be a sometimes called the data translator or a strategic partner, that so somebody that interfaces with the business and helps them contextualize the results of the analytics to their business line and understand the impact and how to drive change to create that impact. Sometimes people want to move into that. So giving them the opportunity, that's the exposure to new projects or new areas. And then the first one that I mentioned was the on-the-job learning. So that's when you are doing the work that you want to be doing and you want to get better and better at it. So that can be through new challenges, things that stretch you, taking the lead on projects, developing. If you've been a data scientist, you can, in other projects, you can take the lead on being a data scientist in the next project. Or maybe you were working in a team and now you want to take the challenge on by yourself. That's the on-the-job learning. So continually getting better at what you do, a path to mastery, something that motivates a lot of people. So critical to keep in the top 3. This will help increase retention and keep happy and productive employees that are also getting better and better over time. So there's benefits all around for them, for the organization, for you as a leader. The benefits are definitely shared. I put all of these 3 into the professional development components of people's targets and their overall KPIs. We use OKRs. Might do a separate video on that one. But hopefully this will help you increase retention. But no, nothing here is a silver bullet in the talent and retention space, because there's so many different variables. But having this structure, I think, will help. Let me know how you find it, and let me know how you find it. Thanks.
Thanks for watching this video all the way to the end. I hope that you got a lot out of this discussion. And if you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe to the channel so more people can find out about the challenges that leaders have in the analytics and AI space. And that's what we're trying to share in Data Futurology. So please like and subscribe. And if you enjoyed today's episode, please tell your friends. Thank you so much.